Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry for not posting for a while, but now we're back, and here we are bringing you a branded Dracotail deck profile, which I've got first place at locals with, and let's get into it. So this is a 60 card build, and while I was testing it, I felt like with all the Dracotail engine, which most of them we are playing the 3-ofs, I was still missing that little bit of the branded engine, of the consistency, because it sometimes happened that I was just seeing the Dracotail stuff. So I am still at the 3 Aliber. I think that is the best option for seeing the branded engine the most. 1 Tragedy, 1 Quam, and 3 Cartesia. The 3 Cartesia is here because it pairs really well with the Dracotail stuff. Because, for example, if you know that you're playing against pure Dracotail, some people for some reason immediately just ash the fusion deployment if you have it, because they're scared of the Cartesia. If she hits the field, it's basically you're playing around like 1 or 2 hand traps, and yeah, that's the reason why she's at 3. 1 Tragedy. I have not seen a need for the second one, for the like discarding effects from the hand from the Dracotail spells, the Rahu and Ketu. It's just I think that one is enough, and you don't really want to see too much. You would rather see an Aliber or a Quem. And Quem is at 1 because I've never seen a need for the second one, not even before, and now with the Secretarian Dragon it is even less needed because you can recycle it if she hits the Grey or whatever. Then for the rest of the Alba staff, it's 3 Albas, 2 Albion, 1 Kit, 1 Merc. 3 Albas is standard, you kind of want to see it, well, it's good if you see it, and sometimes it really comes in handy when he's in the grave, like just to have a name. The 2 Albion, honestly, I would play 3. I just don't play 3 because I don't have a third one. I don't have a third super rare. That's it. The Springans kit and the Merc. The Springans kit is here for the lines, pairing with the spoilers branded in white. And the Mercurier, I was playing at 2, but now since this is a 60 card build, you really want to minimize your bricks, and just playing the Mercurier at 1 is enough. If you lose him for a banish to get your combo going, you're probably winning the game, and if you negate something, it's just okay, you can banish him later and get the advantage. For the rest of the monsters, we have 1 Lobelion, 1 Serenir, 1 Ido. This is the Ido lock build. I locked a ton of people at the locals so far, and I will continue to do so. Because this build is just, if you can lock your, like if you're going first, you lock your opponent, you have a spell negate to negate their call by, their droplet, their whatever, and if you're going second, the Dracotail and the branded engine were by themselves are already strong enough to break the board, and now when you pair them together, it's just GG. It breaks everything basically. If you get a solid enough hand, a mid hand can break almost anything. For the branded spells and traps, we have 1 branded fusion, 3 opening, 1 lost, 1 red, 1 white, the 2 high spirits, and the 1 retribution. This is just standard for the fusion and the opening. You still play 1 lost. There is no need to play the high spirits because this is not a malice format anymore. Red is here because you want to set it in the end phase, and you don't play the second red because you swap it with Brandon in white to give you more lines. It opens much more lines for going second, OTKing, even going first. If you get hand trapped, just go Springans kit, take that, and you can basically continue playing. The 1 retribution is standard, but the 2 high spirits, some people play 3 because since this deck it's like all just dragons and spellcasters, you have so many targets for playing 3, but I just decided to play 2 because 3 seemed too much. I was okay with seeing it sometimes, but I hated seeing it a lot, and I thought that playing 1 was too little and playing 3 was too much, so I decided to keep it at 2, and for me the 2 is the perfect ratio. To continue with the Dracotail stuff, we have 3 5 mana, 3 Lucius, 2 Mululu, 1 Urgula, and 1 Pan. This, I would say, is just a pretty much a standard ratio. I did test a build where I was playing just 1 of everything, and that really felt like I was missing the names. And this is just the perfect ratio that I've tested with, and this is just great for me. If my mana is insane, Lucius is a normal summon if you don't have any else. And usually when you start off with Lucius, it just sometimes tricks your opponent that you're playing pure Dracotail or Dracotail versions, but instead you're playing branded, and it comes in handy sometimes. These two are here for the names, for the pops, and that's it. And for the spells, you just max out on everything, 3 Rahu, 3 Ketu, and 1 Flame. I decided not to play the other trap, not even to side it, because I don't think it's necessary. I think that just 1 trap is enough, and I've never found myself in such a grind game that I needed another set off of the monsters, because this is not a pure, it's not a pure variant, and playing 2 would just be again too much bricks, you don't want to see that many. Then for the rest of the deck, we have the triple Fuvalos as our monsters non-engine, 3 fusion deployment, 3 thrust, 1 talents, 1 call by. I would say that first of all, the Fuvalos is just needed. You have to play it. The fusion deployment is needed, you have to play it. And now here, call by is needed. Some lists do not play it, which are pure guys. I've saw like 1 or 2 lists not play it, but I think that it's just too good to not play it. Talents is very good going second, you kind of want to see it. And Thrust, you can play 2, you can play 3. I decided to play 3 because I just liked it. And pairing with the Trust, I'm going to show the fusion duplication, which is the set that you have. And kind of, when I go first and I open Thrust, it's okay even if I open 2. So I just know that I'm going to set the fusion duplication and lock my opponent the next turn if they stop me, instead of playing 2 and then risk of just like not seeing an extension of my play at my opponent's turn. And the last of the 3 cards, maybe the most important, it's the Book of Eclipses. This deck is playing, I would say, pretty low non-engine count. I would say that the non-engine is 3 Fuvalos, 1 fusion duplication, the Thrusts, and the Book of Eclipses only. And even going second, you do not really side those out. You want to see the Fuvalos going second, you want to see the Thrust going second, you don't really want to see the fusion duplication, so there you go, that's 1 side out. Call by depends on the matchup, you can side it out too, but if you are having a more of a side-based build, like where you side a lot of cards, you would need to swap out this build a little more, because usually when I play matchups, I side like 2 or 3 cards, mostly 5 or 6. I think that 5 was the most frequent number that I was siding. But this is in my opinion the best non-engine to play in the main for going first and second. Going first, if your opponent tries to imperm you, you chain this and dodge the imperm, and going second, it's just great into the most decks of this format. Since there is not many link based decks, Malice is not really, it's not seeing much play, and these cards just kills the decks that are playing in this format. I would also not swap it out for anything else. I think that Droplet is worse now, since there is Yami and they make the Herald of Arclight, which just banishes stuff and you really cannot send it to the graveyard. Even if it's just monsters, you cannot send them to the graveyard because your deck is mostly monsters, and you kinda want to send a monster so they cannot negate it with a monster negate, right? And now, post Justice Hunters, I think that the Book of Eclipse is still the best non-engine, but maybe after the Doom of Dimension set, the Droplets are going to be the better non-engine choice for the format. And that was it for the main deck. We can go on to the extra deck, which is again the Alba Staff is standard, D2 Albion, 1 Lobelion, 1 Mirror Jade, 1 Titanic Clad, 1 Queritus. This stuff is not really, I don't need to explain it, it's just standard, it's self-explanatory. And the 1 Queritus, some people are cutting it, I prefer to have it. It sometimes happens where, for example, I want to go for game and I've like lost a lot of material and I have like 1 last push, like 1 last play to get enough damage on the board, and this card came in clutch once, twice, maybe even 3 times, where it's just made the difference for the damage. And usually I just want a target to summon off the Grango Ignal, which is not Quem, and this card just fits everything. And yeah, that's why I play it. Also, kind of, it helps to out any weird boards. Maybe even forces a detonator if you manage to summon it against the Ryzel matchup. So yeah, I just continue to playing it always. We have the 2 Grand going on. Playing 2 is just free real estate. You would also be good with just playing 1. For example, at the locals, I don't think that I've ever summoned the second one. Not even had a need to summon the second one, maybe. But I'm going to keep it in here just for the flexibility. The 1 Rindbrum still comes up a lot as an interaction, and that's the only reason why you play it, kind of. And now for the Dracotail stuff, we have the 2 Arthalion, the 1 Gulamel. 2 Arthalions is mandatory because sometimes you need the second one for the grind game. If you cannot shuffle back or restore the first one, and Gulamel is just a one of kind of self-explanatory, and they both come up a lot. You obviously fusion summon 2 times, whatever you do, and it's just the 2 names that you want to summon off of those. This card is a Trishula, which I don't have yet because I borrowed it, and the Trishula is here just to bridge from the Dracotail engine into the branded engine, if you have good enough cards and enough material. And we have the Secretarian. This card is insane into any dragon and spellcaster matchup. Kind of instantly helps you to win the game, helps you extend, and helps you shuffle back material, and is a perfect target to summon off of sometimes 5 mana, sometimes Ketu going second, or even just your fusions like Cartesia. I would say it's a good card, and even if I was playing pure branded, I would probably still just play it because it's very versatile. And the last card, the Toxic Sanctifier, for locking people, because that's what I do. And lastly, the side deck, we have 3 Lancias. The Lancias did come up at the locals. I did side them, I did not see them though, so I would prefer keeping them in the side. Droll I did side, and I saw it, and I played it, and it was helpful, so I think that Droll is just good into any format kinda, especially because the Mitsurugi Ryzel deck is still viable. If you hit Yami with the Droll, they don't really care, they're just playing your turn. It doesn't really hurt Vanquish Soul either. I think that if they play around it well, that they're just easy going to get off the combo and just play on your turn again. Then we have 3 droplets. Droplets, I did not side in even once, so first of all, maybe that's because I don't really have enough space in the main, and that's kind of what I want to change, but also because I did not really see a need. Like whatever I did, I was just going from some other cards except Droplet that I had in the side, and this is the card that I would take out. I would swap this for something else, and that would probably be the Shadow engine. I really want to put in a Shadow engine into this because I haven't tested it in this build yet, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I'm very excited to play with that. So yeah, that would be my personal preference and what I would do with the deck and how I think that I can make the deck better. So I would swap these out for the Shadow fusions, and just I did play the 1 Albalanatus in the side deck just in case I play any dragon matchup, and I would swap out the Albalanatus for the El Shadow Grista, the fire one. You can basically play a wind attribute, you can play the wind, that you can play like it's whatever you want basically. I just played the Grista because I think that that is the one that is going to come up the most and has the strongest effect. If you maybe accidentally draw like the 2 Shadow cards or something, because it knows to happen, your negate is also live from the Grista. So I think that the Grista is the best option to put in instead of this. And to finish the side, here's just some thrust targets that I played. Herald of the Abyss came up once and it won me the game against Lunalight. It was basically, my guy had 2 towers on the field, a Baguska, the spell, trap, negate from the graveyard, and DD Crow in hand. I just OTK'd him because Herald of the Arclight got rid of one of the towers, and that was it. I just got through it. The deck is really strong going second, and that's what I like. I really enjoy playing it. Dark Ruler, I sided in. It did not come up though. I did have a chance to search it with a Trust, but there was a better target. I took the Triple Tactics Talents instead. But I would keep it in the side and maybe even bump it up to like 2 or 3. I think that I would keep it at 2 because there is not much space in the side as well. Harpies for the spell trap removal, you kinda want to play it. And Raigeki, I don't think it's mandatory. I would maybe swap the Raigeki with the second Dark Ruler. That's basically it. That would make the list almost perfect in my opinion. I do not play the second or the third fusion duplication because going first, I don't really want to see it either. Going first, I kind of side in the Artifact Lancias if they try to DD Crow the Idol from the graveyard. If Joel and Lockbird is good into that matchup, I side that in. And yeah, it's just I would rather play something like the Drolls or the Lancias in the side deck instead of the fusion duplication to extend the plays, because just one of them is enough. You don't really want to hard draw it. You just keep the bricks down when you're going first, because it did happen to me that I bricked multiple times, or I just drew the only Dracotail engine and like a fusion duplication. The fusion duplication is just dead, you cannot do anything with it. So you don't really want to see multiples of those in your deck. And the last card in the side is the Masquerade for the time. This card is really good at putting the pressure on in time. I did not summon it once, but there was a need for it. I was playing against Yami at the locals that day, and it was like my play was literally just go, make Masquerade, in attack, go battle phase, and that's it, because we were really close time. And I actually was going to make it, I was about to make it, and then time gets called and he just shows the hand because he knows what's coming. And yeah, this card is mandatory in my opinion. You can main it, you can sideboard it, it's whatever. I sided just in case because I want to keep my extra deck here well ready for whatever is coming, and time is not coming round 1 usually, because with this deck it's either you win or you lose. Either your opponent has everything to counter you, which is very rarely. Even if he has that, it happened to me against the same Yami player. Basically I was going first, I idol locked him. He had evenly matched, like his hand was insane. He had Thrust evenly matched, Droplet, a normal summon, and I think it was a field spell or something like that. Like his hand was just insane, and he cracked open my board. And like I was going into the turn 3 of the match, and I thought that I don't have a chance to win, but the deck is just way too good. I broke the board and OTK'd him very easily. Yeah, it's just sided. That's it. Thank you guys for watching this deck profile, and until the next video, have a nice day.